All right, welcome everybody to the Hangout. My name is David Park. I am here with Dispatch. Before we get to Dispatch Turning the Tide here on TakePart TV, we're going to talk with the band. We're going to field your questions. I want to thank Brad, Chad, and Pete for being here very much. And first off, and for being fishes apparently right now. First off, I want to ask you guys about the experience of shooting this series. What exactly are people going to tune into when they check it out and click on it in just a few minutes here?
Brad, I can't hear Brad.
Go right ahead.
I'm so sorry. I thought this was a chat room about the New England Patriots.
Oh, that's right next door. That's right next door.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Pats.
Okay. So yeah, what can you tell us about this series? It included fans and your recent tour and giving back to communities where you guys bounced around the country.
We had a ton of fun. We had an extra tour bus, and it was filled with crazy fans that were stoked to come to shows, but also jump into service projects with us. And we had a bunch of cameras rolling, and yeah, it was awesome. Hi, Oscar.
Hi.
Who's that joining you there?
This is my nephew Oscar.
Hi, Oscar. How's it going?
Good.
He's been playing the drums recently, Bradigan.
And he's a film star, isn't he, Chetro?
Yes.
Very
Yes.
cool. Well, you guys were all film stars on Turning the Tide here. What were some of the things that, with the cameras rolling all the time, were there any unique challenges that faced the band and/or the fans? Was it like intrusive, or did you guys really enjoy having the cameras around?
We like having cameras around all the time in our face. No, it was cool. You know, the guys who were out on for Take Part were so cool. They just kind of melted into the gang, and you know, we travel with a pretty good sized crew, so it just became like a bigger family, and it was pretty low key and casual. So it wasn't too much of a hindrance, you know, for our usual touring. Let's say we didn't scale back on our shenanigans because we had some extra dudes on the road with us.
And we are super narcissistic, so I mean, it's kind of awkward when we don't have cameras rolling. So I felt like it was just like breathing, bro.
Just like this. Just like this. It's the exact same thing, right?
Can you tell how non-awkward this is?
Yeah. What were some of the community service projects that you guys tackled while on tour that people can check out in the series?
We had one on Pine Ridge, a reservation in South Dakota, that was really cool. It was a first for all of us to be there together, and we had a buddy, Pablo Mastroianni, who's a soccer player for the Colorado Rapids. He's the longtime captain out here. He came up to do a soccer camp. Stefan Lassard from the Dave Matthews Band and a couple of his friends in the Dave Matthews camp, they came up just to paint the school and hang out and play music. Got to hang out at a skate park for a little bit, and worked at a school in Wounded Knee, which was really cool, just helping to make the playground a little bit cooler and paint the halls. And then, Chato, I'm trying to think what the first one was. Didn't we have 2 or 3 service projects that all the Take Parters and the ABTers came with us for?
I think the first one was for pregnant teens in Denver.
Oh, right.
And we hung out there and did all sorts of things, cleaning up, shoveling.
That was in the school, right? That's dedicated to them.
Yeah, school for pregnant teenagers. And so we just did little things like cleaning windows, cleaning light fixtures, helped out in the garden outside, and it was great. It was fun to hang out with everyone, and it's so cool to when you know, it's easy to be inspired by places like that because there's such a need for things like that, and if you're just kind of cruising through playing music, you don't necessarily get to see, you know, the daylight hours and get to see, you know, what interesting things and helpful things are going on in each city. So it was great, and we had a great project in Newark for kids, inner city kids. It's just, and then I think in Minneapolis we couldn't get there in time, but the alternative break tour was going on at that time as well. A bunch of 20-year-olds who join us for for a bit of the road and their own tour bus to do community service. So they were going. That was all happening during that time as well.
Whoa, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Mom, not now. Oh, hey, Pete. Yeah, pepperoni. Sounds good. All right, man, bye.
That's good that the pizza place calls you back to make sure that they're doing the order right.
Pete, can you believe that Oscar is on with us, dude? Do you remember when Oscar saved us from the gunfight? I can't hear Pete.
Yeah.
Can you hear Pete?
He's muted.
Pete, unmute yourself. Upper right corner. Upper right corner.
Gunfight.
You see the microphone?
Am I there?
There you go. Yay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm booed.
Oh, Oscar, you are the man.
What happened with a gunfight exactly?
Yeah, well, we were doing, we had a gunfight. We were doing a music video, and Oscar came down to tell these guys not to go into a gunfight, but that there was going to be a dance-off. And Oscar led us to the dance-off. Thank you, Oscar.
Oscar, you are so amazing in that. It's my favorite part of the whole video.
That's great. And one of the things that you guys really sort of that comes through in the series is, the sense of family not only in the band but with your fans at large. And it wasn't just the people that are chronicled in the series that you guys invite to take part in these community service activities. You actually invite fans in the town. So that must be a great opportunity for them to feel really connected, not only to you guys, but also to their community. I mean, they might not be aware of a lot of the things that you guys are helping them experience, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty unexpected, I mean, like, the fan experience typically is just they buy a ticket and show up and come to the concert, but for us to get time, well in advance of the show, and I mean, I live in Denver, and that was the first time that I'd ever gone to to that school for pregnant teens. So it's pretty neat to be introduced to things in your own backyard just by having a lot of people together and, the strength of everybody pitching in.
That's great. Speaking of the fans, we got quite a few questions that I want to get to here. The first ones are from Facebook. And whoever wants to chime in on these, if you guys want to do a round robin or whoever wants to bite first can. This first one is from Corey Terrell, or Terrell. I apologize in advance if I'm screwing up the pronunciation of your names. But they want to know what was your biggest inspiration growing up musically?
For me, I would say, it's all different. We all have different influences, but I would say, I was pretty impressed by Led Zeppelin as a kid.
No, you weren't.
Dude, you listen.
Let me tell you
Sesame Street was your biggest influence as a kid.
No, he was more influenced by Hair the Musical, and he should admit that now.
You should admit that now. That's right. And you were Tevye.
I love Hair.
And Fiddler on the Roof too.
He was Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof too.
Wow.
The star in Fiddler.
What about Brad and Pete? Biggest musical inspiration?
No, let's stay on Chad. I mean, he's just the jock and thespian we've always wanted to be.
The jockeyan.
My influence is coming from the great American Southwest and being raised in a cave. I found some old skins, I think they were buffalo skins, and some bones, and started to beat them in a very tribal manner. And I got a lot of wolves to howl in harmony, and I thought, this making music business is for me.
Oh, man, that's good.
How about you, Pete? Tell us a little bit about yourself, Pete.
I banged rocks together and logs.
Logs and rocks?
Logs and Rocks from my earliest set. That's the name of my next record, Logs and Rocks.
But didn't you grow up by the water? Aren't your lyrics rather lilting?
They lilt a little bit. They dip down and swim.
They drip.
Louise.
They drip.
They drip and come back for air. I do want to mention my brother Leif because he was a huge influence on me and introduced me to lots of great music, you know, fellas. And I think you guys can recognize that. And we, you know, when we talk about P-Funk, right? You know, those P-Funk records, and
Hi, Roach.
maybe a little Van Morrison and Pink Floyd. And I don't know, Chet.
Chili Peppers.
The Chili Peppers.
Chili Peas.
Okay, so we have quite a bit of of nature, percussion as inspiration, and then Led Zeppelin as well. Maybe or musical theater. It's a toss-up. It seems
And
like
hair.
I'd say hair, Led Zeppelin, and cave drumming.
That makes sense. Makes
And
sense.
water.
All right, this one's coming out of left field. This is from Sam Paulson. Sam wants to know who's your favorite Ninja Turtle and why. They're of course referring to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a popular comic and cartoon series.
Donatello, for sure.
Donatello.
He's the one that made me feel the most safe as a kid. You know, like sometimes I would just imagine in fearful moments, whether on the soccer pitch or taking an examination or going for a walk in a dark alley, I just felt that the spirit of Donatello was following me.
Okay. One for Donatello.
Donnie.
2 for Donnie.
3. I feel like Michelangelo was a little bit of a showboater. Leonardo was like kind of the firstborn to in the box, but Donatello had a little bit of I don't know, just like kind of a unsung hero vibe going there.
Yeah, and Luigi got no love. He was always in the background.
Luigi?
Yeah, no one even knew about him.
One of the Mario brothers was he was always in the background of the Ninja Turtles cartoons, but no one ever noticed him.
Bro, the story is deep, but he got no love. He was the turtle behind the turtles.
Wow.
He was?
Wow. I think we all learned something with that last question.
Yep.
This is a more specific and pointed question involving your music. Jason Skis wants to know, what do the lyrics to the song Even refer to?
Oh, no.
Oh, even flow up the red black butterflies.
So they refer to a Pearl Jam song.
Chad, why don't you regale us a little bit about Even, because Oscar would be hearing about his great-granddad, right?
Yeah, Even was about my grandfather's experience in World War II as a forward observer in the European theater, and it talked about you know his times when he was there and kind of the his when he came up to it's very complicated, but it's basically when he it starts off with like the people hiding from the Nazis kind of thing, and then and then ends with that too, with I can feel them coming. So it's kind of this foreboding thing that's happening, and this idea of a time when people are so scared and frightened of another people.
I think the coolest part though was that we had like the middle section of the song didn't feel like it was finished, and we kept putting layers of guitar or percussion or whatever else into it. And then Chad found a cassette tape of his grandfather reading his journal entries from that World War II era on tape. And we brought that in and played it, and then ended up recording it. So turn Even up really loud as you're listening to it, and you'll hear Lav's voice underneath it in the bridge. It's really cool. Nice.
This next question is, I'm going to butcher this name because it looks like it's Portuguese. But Jaudan A. Bravatao wants to know, how are you guys adapting to the ever-changing music scene these days? And he is actually asking a question that a number of people wanted to know, that's paraphrased in that sense. So how are you guys changing with the times, I guess, is the larger question, if indeed you are.
Go ahead, Pete.
I think that's a very good question. I think that we're changing by continually experimenting with new instrumentation, new styles of music, and I think what else? Let's see, what else, fellas? What else are we experimenting with?
Well, Chad, would you like to take this one?
There is no try.
There is only do.
So
I don't know.
we could assume there's going to be a lot more Yoda
Yes.
sort of mashups in your songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Songs in the key of the Force.
Star Wars mashups.
Well,
I
there are a
think
couple things that we as a band have come up with. We were thinking about starting something called the internet in order to get our music out from place to place. We don't just have to drive. I mean, it's the idea that like someday computers will be hooked up for music to be sent out virtually, if that means anything to you.
What's the internet? What is that exactly?
Well, it's something that a politician, a good friend of ours, invented. And it's primarily a means of disseminating, if I may use that word, music.
So people could, like, on this thing, they could talk to each other across the country at the same time while being in different places?
Now that's outlandish, but that's
Yeah.
where we could be headed.
Wow. That would be something.
Chad, do you want to talk about MyFace or Spacebook, those two websites that you were conceptualizing?
Well, I was going to say to David that if anyone could have seen us try to prepare for this chat, they would know that we're not really staying. We're not on top technologically as we could be. We're just trying to just. We barely have our heads above water with all the new stuff going on, but as long as we still like playing music together, and it was fun to record that new album, and we let some of the other people who know what they're doing kind of try to keep us current on the as the millennium evolves.
Gotcha. Well, this next one is a two-parter, and it's potentially the most controversial question of this entire chat. But Stephanie on Twitter wants to know who's the better dancer, and then another person on Facebook wants to know who is the most handsome member of Dispatch.
Let's see. Can you see where I'm pointing?
That's easy. The second one's easy.
The second one's easy. It's definitely Pete.
It's always been Pete.
Pete has always been the best looking. Yep, there he is. There he is. And the best dancer,
Brad is the best dancer.
Brad's a great dancer.
He's very
hey,
good.
coming into 2013, I may be ahead by a nose, but like I am not getting cocky, okay?
What kind of moves do you bust out? Do you have like a signature style or like a go-to move when dance circles sort of evolve?
Brad wears a vest.
Okay. Oh, whoa, you're going to see some moves here. You have to make noise or no one can make some noise. Whoa. Wow, I hope you're looking in the lower left-hand portion of your screen out there, fans. I'm getting your mind blown right now.
Whoa.
Exactly. That might give you an idea of where this band is headed in 2013.
Wow. I think you're not on the cutting edge. You're cutting the edge with moves like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, because if I say that sounds cocky, but you saying it, I'll hear it.
Michael Lewis says, I'm a big ska and reggae fan, and it's a big part of what brought me to your music. Circles, as well as State Radio's most recent record, lacked the reggae vibes that existed in early material. Was that a conscious decision to omit this style or a natural thing? And will it be ever seen again on future releases?
We are making the reggae-only next record.
Yeah, dog.
Drop the one. Drop.
Easy.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, I don't think it was all that conscious. It was just kind of what we're feeling, and we had a bunch of songs, that could have gone on the record, but it just turns out the ones we worked on and chose ended up being, lacking some of that influence. But I don't think we've turned away from it forever. It definitely it's just by chance, you know, none of that. The ska, the reggae just didn't make it on this one, but I think it'll be back to some extent.
I think reggae and ska, that's my favorite energy that we draw from, especially during the live show. So I think we did look at like the batch of 10 songs that we were so into and went, oh, wow. I mean, we don't have an Open Up or a Passerby or a Bats on the album, but it was just a really cool snapshot of where we were when we were recording those songs. But the reggae thing, that would be killer, dude. I think maybe our next record should be strictly white boy reggae.
White boy, you know, easy
Go
does.
on, boy.
Go on, Chad, climb up the tree, man.
Chad, go get us Joe Higgs. Get us time with Joe Higgs.
Pick us a big fruit from the tree. The fruit of reggae.
I think if you guys stick to reggae and Yoda for the next album being the two sort of permeating aesthetics there, you're going to be all set.
That would be cool. Yoga is like yoga. I mean, Yoda getting down in a Bob Marley kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Chad, I really like that lyric.
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Spencer Winnick, getting back to the fans here. Spencer Winnick wants to know which song is your favorite to perform for each member, and briefly why.
Wow. My favorite song, this is, I'm chiming in as Chad, obviously. My favorite song is, I Can't Answer That. It's a song called I Can't Answer That.
The B-side?
Yeah. It's hard.
I can't answer that.
I can't answer that.
I can't answer that. Whoa.
Yeah, we can. So I'll tell you what Pete's favorite song is. Pete can tell you what Brad's favorite song is, and Brad can tell you what Pete's favorite song to perform live is as follows.
Hey. Hey.
Probably one of the new ones. Maybe you know, Sign of the Times is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's a good pick. Good pick. Chad's favorite is Josephine because he's always wanted to live up in Canada.
with a girl named Josephine. Oh, you know what I would say? You know what's a great one? Passerby.
Yeah.
Passerby.
All right, there you go. Spencer's question was answered. A lot of other people want to know if you guys, a lot of your fans want to know if you're available to play their weddings. There's like 7 of the exact same question, like, will you guys play weddings? So I think I know the answer to it, but I'm just curious.
It depends on what kind of wedding cake.
Okay.
If it's carrot cake, we're in.
Yeah. Well
Simple as that. Just carrot cake, and then you're in.
Yeah.
Got to be good carrot cake, though.
Got it.
And usually multi-tier too. I'm not into this like one level.
One-tiered.
So several different layers of carrot cake.
Dimension is the word that I couldn't find at the time. I'm not into this one dimension thing, but if there's, 2 to 3 tiers or dimensions of carrot cake, I don't think we can say no.
A terraced carrot cake.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
A terrorist carrot cake.
I could say
Chad, that's so inappropriate. At a wedding?
No, Chad.
I could clearly say no.
You can clearly say no right there. You heard it.
And you said that clearly, Oscar.
Do you guys have, this is from John Reed on Twitter. He wants to know, do you guys have any advice for aspiring musicians?
Play.
Okay.
Drive safely. Stay awake.
Play.
Pete, you got any advice there?
I would say make little toy figurines of your band and practice with them so you can look down on them and practice them, look at their moves, and have them sing. And that, I would say that's a good first step.
Pete, do you always look down on your bandmates?
I don't look down on them. I'm just to get a bird's eye view.
Oh, right.
He's trying to
right.
scope out. He's trying to scope out your sweet moves so you can be the best dancer next year. Because you already have this. Whoa! Here we go again. Wow.
And I'm back.
Wow, they should call you the Mirage because you just disappear like that. Whoa! There he goes again.
Let's call him the Mirage. I like that.
There you go. You got a new nickname. I think we all learned something today about Dispatch, but for fans out there, if they want to learn even more about them and to see this journey that we talked about, their fans took part in, you can either check out TakePart TV right here, or you just scroll up there and then look at Dispatch Turning the Tide and click on that for the first episode, which is going to come up in a matter of mere minutes. So in minutes you can experience the tour that these guys went on with their fans and all of the community service that they performed with them. You can take a journey. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your own home or office. Guys, I want to thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me and to your fans. We really appreciate it, and we will see you soon. And make sure you check out Dispatch Turning the Tide on TakePart TV. Bye-bye.
Wave goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Flower bed, just a lot of area beautification so they can come back to a positive learning environment.
I'd say there were probably 30 or 40 fans that came out and worked for 4 or 5 hours, and I mean, yeah, we accomplished a lot. It was really cool.